Hi, I'm Rodney Sharp, President of SharpGrade International. Today I'd like to introduce you our latest model, our G119. So this is for medium and large frame machines, 119 inch tip to tip, 3 meters. Nice size for a large frame machine. So this goes from 75 to 100 horse. So if you've got a large frame machine and that size, this is the ideal unit. So it has all of our latest innovations that we've developed over the last 3 years distilled down into this model. So the first thing you notice is it's got retracting wheels on it. So this allows you to retract the wheels and have a completely open front blade that you can use as a 6-way blade, but it's more than a 6-way blade because you've got your hydraulic wings, and we've got the rear blades so you can grade forward and reverse. And so with a large frame machine, they've got heavy enough mass that you can do a lot of grading with the wheels retracted. If you're pushing out piles of aggregate, things like that, ideal for that. So they've got our standard twin parabolic mirrors, so you can see both wings and the blade without obstruction from the chassis. And it's got our underslung walking beam design, and that reduces the wheel scuff when you turn. So we're the only ones in the industry that pivot from the bottom, but that's the reason why we do it. It's more expensive to do, but when you're turning, the wheels don't scuff. Another thing you'll notice about the walking beam is it's offset. So the reason for this is a lot of pads or surfaces are prepared with a bulldozer first, and a bulldozer has grouses which leaves track marks, and when the wheels get in those, they tend to bounce. Or when a dozer blade moves, because it's a center pivot blade, it moves both sides up and down at once, so it leaves lines in the surface. And if you have both wheels going over them simultaneously, it lifts the whole machine up. By offsetting it like this and having one leading, then it goes up slowly and it's more gradual, and it allows the control system to maintain really good control. So just a little feature, once again, that only we do. It's got our rubber bump stops in it, so when the wheels are retracted, they come up against these surfaces here and they hold the walking beam nice and rigid so it doesn't flap around. So it does two things. One, it's a bump stop for when the walking beam pivots, but it also holds them rigid when they're retracted. So lots of little features that we've thought about. These are 800 kilogram, which is 1,600 pound wheel bearings, so they're the heaviest in the industry. They've also got labyrinths on them to keep things like string line out, which is notorious for destroying your wheel bearings. So they're sealed for life and they're double sealed. So they're double sealed and then have a labyrinth. So basically you never have to touch them. They also have stem protectors on the wheels, so you can push through a pile of aggregate without worrying about tearing the valve stem off. So it has hydraulic side wings, just like all of our other models, and they're operated directly from the joysticks. And they can be operated with multi-function joysticks, or our 6-button, or our new SharpGrade control, which basically turns your right-hand joystick into a 6-way blade control. But let's have a look at a few more of the features. Right, so we have hydraulic wings, just like on all our other models. And these wings now have a double armour on the cutting edges. So that gives you twice the life. So once you wear this edge out, you take this blade off and you put it on the opposite side, and you get the new edge on it. So everything gives you double. So you get double the life out of these edges. The cutting edge is reversible, the rear wing is reversible. So all of our ground engaging parts are reversible. So we have tungsten armoured horseshoes, and tungsten armour basically gives you 10 times the life. So it reduces the amount of times that you have to replace them. So all these little things add up to low cost and most uptime. Everything on it is grease free and sealed for life. So this has our patented QuadRod linkage on it, which are grease filled and then sealed for life and then shielded, so you never have to grease them. And we've got units out there on the market now that have done 8,000 hours and never been greased and still working. So they give you a good long life. All of our cylinders have grease-filled, lifetime lubricated, sealed and shielded. So there's not one grease point on it. All of the pivots in here are our Hardy Lube bush that never need greasing. So we really think about maximum uptime. So you want to be grading, not greasing. We have our high performance proportional valves with electronic load sense, and that gives you very quick response, and that's what we're looking for, is super quick response. So electronic load sense is the fastest that you can have, so that's why we utilize it. It's more expensive to do it that way, but it gives you that ultimate response, and that's what we're always looking for. We have all of our cylinders for our hydraulic retract, and on this model this has also got scarifiers. If you've got hard compacted ground, you can scarify and then you can blade, so, or scarify and blade at the same time. This is the first grader in the industry with scarifiers on it, so just another feature that we do to innovate and make your job quicker and easier. And if you're in an area where you have water restrictions, being able to scarify the ground and get the water in there before you compact it is really important. So just another little feature we do. We have our Quadgrade system, which is optional, and that can be a wired or completely wireless, so you can just run it off a tablet. So on machines that have multifunction joysticks, we can operate them directly off those, so, such as Bobcat, Case, Cat, Deer, Kubota, JCB. All of those we can operate off our multifunction joysticks, and they do all controls, all the blade, the wings, the retracting wheels and the scarifiers. So everything's done straight off the joysticks. And we can also do all of those functions off our SharpGrade joystick control. So, you know, we've put a lot of thought into this model, and it's got pretty much all the features that we've developed over the last 4 years when we've been making graders, and it's all been distilled into this. You can see we've increased the height of the blade to get that material to roll better and lay material forward. That reduces segregation when you're working with roading material and things like that. So it's really important to keep those fines suspended, and that's how you do it, is by having a big tall blade and rolling it. It has the ability to have full 3D on it. We've got sensor mounts for it for all of the major brands. We've got a rotation sensor here that you can put a rotation sensor on. You can put IMUs on the top of the blade, and down underneath we've got IMU mounts under the hitch, which are out of the way, so you can put IMUs, multiple IMUs on this model, pre-set up, ready, pre-drilled, ready to go for all major manufacturers. We also have mounts for extendable poles, or manufacturers like Trimble, we can put them directly onto this pad, all set up, ready to go. You don't have to drill and you don't have to weld. And that's the whole idea of pre-making all of these mounts, is that there's no welding on it, because this is a high tensile structure. So if we can make it easy for people by doing it in the factory right from the word go, that's what we do. So it's got our adjustable hitch plate, so you can adjust the hitch up and down to get the back of the blade perfectly vertical, and that means the wings, when they sweep, they'll maintain the same height forward to reverse. And if you don't have that, then it's pretty much a waste of time having wings on your blade. So the SharpGrade with the QuadRod linkage and the adjustable hitch plate is the only one that can do this. Another little feature we have is we have a pocket here for your hoses. When you've disconnected them, you can put them in there, and it brings them up out of the ground and stops people from damaging the couplings, keeps the couplings clean, and stops you from damaging the wiring. So just simple things like this make your job so much easier. So our Quadgrade system, you can have laser, you can have sonic, and you can have also grade assist. So the Quadgrade grade assist uses our patented aligned slope sensor, and that allows you to articulate the blade in any position and maintain constant crossfall. It's the only 2D system with that capability. So great if you're grading county roads or driveways and things like that, and you want to maintain a constant crossfall, it'll do that without having complex GPS or full 3D. So a great little feature. We have graduated measurement poles. So if you're running laser, you set your blade on your datum, set your receiver to strike the laser, note the dimension, and then set the other one to the same height and start grading. All of these sit in the same height, so they're all calibrated, ready to go. So all these little features make it easy for operation. One of the things we have on this model is our new shock absorber spring. So the idea of that is if you strike something hard, which is inevitable when you're grading, especially if you're grading around access pits and things like that, it's inevitable that sooner or later you'll strike something. So instead of shock loading the chassis, what we do is we have a spring in there, and that spring absorbs the shock and turns that energy into heat and dissipates it, and it protects the rest of the structure, so it reduces the amount of cracking and things like that. So you can optimize your structure and put the weight where you need it. So those are the main features of this model. So the G119, it suits large frame machines, so 75 to 90 horse, and when it's fully articulated, it will cover the tracks on a large frame machine. So you can grade beside something with the wing folded and it won't dribble into your track. So it's ideal for large frame machines. And the linkages on the 119 are the same as we run on the G128. We run those all the way up to 135 horsepower. So the SharpGrade linkages are the strongest on the market. There's no one that builds a stronger grader blade than we do. So those are the features of our new G119. If you'd like any more information, please reach out to us at www.sharpgrade.com. There you'll find links to information on all of our models and links to all of our dealers throughout the world. And I'm sure they'd be more than happy to hear from you. So thank you for your time.